Hello and welcome to Life Changing Tuition's Summer School 12. Today, this will be an explanation of how to solve each question. So let's begin with comprehension. Distractions, throw them out. Last week I was sitting in typical Chicagoland traffic, a few inches behind a silver SUV. Inside I could see a cartoon playing from the ceiling, and perversely, I found myself unable to tear my eyes away. I could not hear the sound, meaning I only had a superficial understanding of the plot, but I liked what I saw. It offered a nice distraction from the traffic, and so when I turned to exit I-90, I felt a tinge of sadness at missing the end of the episode. I, a grown woman, was sad to be escaping traffic. The next day I sat in the same traffic, but without the cartoon distraction. I only felt bored, and as I sat there, increasing in envy, a worry overtook me. If I, an adult, could not stand to be away from a distraction that was atypical, what would happen to the child who was in the back seat watching the cartoon, a presumably routine occurrence? Would he or she ever be able to not be distracted by something? Being bored is necessary for maturing. There is nothing fun about waiting in line, but everyone has to wait in life. Additionally, boredom is necessary for innovation, for it is when we are bored that we can be creative, if only to imagine something that makes us not bored. So I say, youth of America, throw out your distractions. After all, without any boredom, who will be undistracted enough to create distractions for your own children? The very next week, I found myself again stuck in a similarly stagnant traffic jam, this time without any form of distraction within sight. I felt restless, my fingers drumming on the steering wheel, eyes flitting from the clock to the license plate of the car ahead. The monotony was almost suffocating. There was a sense of dread similar to the one I had when I had felt the strange sadness at missing the end the end of a cartoon I couldn't hear. But then something changed. In the absence of external stimulation, my mind started wandering. My thoughts flitted to a novel I was reading, to a painting I had seen in a museum, to the potential of a weekend getaway. I found myself devising plans, creating mental images, entertaining novel ideas. It struck me then that perhaps being bored was not entirely a negative experience. It was the conduit of introspection and innovation, a necessary vacuum that facilitated the emergence of original thought. It led me to wonder, what if this child in the backseat of the SUV was robbed of such opportunities to engage in imaginative thinking? What if, in the relentless pursuit of distraction, we end up stifling the very faculty that birthed these distractions to begin with, our creativity? Distractions may entertain us, yes, but they also steal us the very gift of stillness, the patience of enduring mundanity, the skill of enduring originality. The very moment spent absorbed in a cartoon or a video game or social media is the moment lost to self-reflection, to independent thought, and to the unfiltered experience of the world around us. Therefore, I implore the youth of America, resist the allure of constant stimulation. Throw out the need to always be engaged, always be entertained. Allow yourselves the luxury of boredom, for in that silent stillness, unmarred with humdrum of distractions, unmarred by the humdrum of distractions, you'll discover the fertile soil where your creativity can bloom. The silence where your thoughts can echo. The canvas where your dreams can paint themselves. Only then can you create an enriched world for the generations that follow. One that is as full of distractions as it is of substance. Okay, very interesting extract there. So, question number 1. Which of the following pieces of information, if added to the passage, would strengthen the author's argument? Now, first we also got to remember that the author's argument is that, young people, because he addresses the youth of America, she's imploring the young people to basically just use their phones less and allow themselves to be bored and don't constantly want that stimulation from their phone or anything really, like watching things or anything like that. So what she's basically saying is don't use those distractions. So we're looking for an answer which will fit into that. So what we're going to do is question 1. Option A is examples of other types of distractions children employ to escape boredom. Oh, bless me. B. Testimony of experts that proves children are typically unable to concentrate in school. C. Specific examples of how boredom has fueled creativity. And D. Statistics linking car accidents to television viewing in automobiles and vans. So we can cross that out, because it's certainly not that. And then types of distractions wouldn't, and neither would testimonies, because the author's main point is to say that you should allow yourself to be bored. So showing benefits of boredom, I can see where it can fuel creativity, would also add to that argument. It will make people think that being bored is fine. There's good things about being bored too. Like you shouldn't always just be watching things or anything like that. So question 2. The author states that her understanding of the plot of the cartoon was superficial because she cannot A. feel bored, B. focus on the road, C. allow herself to be distracted, or D. hear the dialogue. So if we go back here, you can see that up here I could not hear the sound, meaning I only had a superficial understanding of the plot, and that is what's giving us our answer. So she could not hear the sound. So the answer to question 2 is not A, B or C, and it's D. So question 3. The main function of the first and second paragraphs is to A. introduce an anecdote from which the author will draw her principal argument, B. describe a pet peeve from which the author will learn an important lesson, C. provide evidence for a supposed trend that the author will later refute, or D. reveal a story concerning a recent experience the author had that will later be explored in more detail. So, main function of the first and second paragraphs. So, let's go back to the first and second paragraphs. So that's up here and here. So the first and second paragraph. So this is question 3. Let's just quickly scan our options. So not this. So what you can see is here, she's giving examples of what's happened to her. And so these are personal examples. And with that, she then builds on it. So that means that for question 3, the answer will be A. She's introducing an anecdote. Then, she'll draw her principal argument from it. In B, there's not a pet peeve. She's just going through her own experience. She's providing evidence for trends that will be refuted. No, she's not really, well, similar, but not as explicit as A will describe it. And then also in D, she's revealing a story concerning a recent experience the author had that will be explored in more detail. This is also very similar, but you got to remember that it's more of an anecdote than it is with the other things. Like an anecdote it's a story basically. So yeah, the only reason why it isn't D is because it's not really explored in more detail. It's drawing her principal argument more than it is exploring in more detail. So let's move on to question 4. As used in paragraph 2, the word ennui most nearly means A. Distraction, B. Boredom, C. Anger, or D. Urgency. So let's go back to paragraph 2 and we can find the word. Oh, let's go back here. So it is here, increasing in ennui. Okay. So this is relating to her boredom. So that means that for question 4, the answer is going to be B. And then question 5. So it can be inferred from the passage that each of the following is true about the author, except that she A. lives in the Chicagoland area, B. is an adult. We know she's an adult because she said that she is. C. often sits in traffic. She also said that. Or D. is able to be distracted. Yes. Which means that each of them are true, except that she lives in the Chicagoland area. We know that she was driving there, but it doesn't say that she lives there. So remember, with these things, the inferences do have to, well, there has to be an actual inference. You can't make an inference that because she's in Chicagoland, she lives there. That's not the case. 6, as used in paragraph 2, the word atypical most nearly means A. disastrous, B. bored, C. routine, or or D. eerie. So for this one, in paragraph 2, so that is here. Atypical is here. Was atypical, so the distraction was atypical, so that means that it's not normal, really, or not normal for her. So for question 6, atypical is going to be atypical is gonna mean yeah, it means abnormal, but then it's not disastrous, and because it's describing how with her getting distracted it's not normal. Or no, it's more so the TV was not normal. Bored? No. Routine? No. Well, then again, with eerie basically means that something's like very mysterious, or like you don't expect it. It's a bit out of the norm. So although eerie, I wouldn't say that eerie is a direct synonym of atypical. Oh, it could be. But this one is eerie. It's the one that has the closest meaning. So for 7, paragraph 4 of the passage represents an example of A. literal expression characterized by the use of word or phrase in accordance with involving or being its primary or strict meaning. B. irony characterized by the use of words to convey a meaning that is opposite of its literal meaning. In irony, the deeper, real layer of significance is revealed by the situation and the context in which they are placed, and not by the words themselves. In C, metaphor, characterized by the expression of two unlike things without the use of like or as. This involves taking a concept or identity that is clearly understood and applying it to a second, less well-known element. D, climax, characterized by the arrangement of words, phrases, or causes in an order of ascending power that culminates into the highest or most intense point. Often, a climax will occur just before resolution of the story's conflict or problem. A climax works to deliver the main action or an integral message to the reader in a powerful way. So for question 7, let's go back to paragraph 4. So that is here. So I say, youth of America, throw out your distractions. After all, without any boredom, who will be undistracted enough to create distractions for your own children? So, for this one, we can see that it's going to be irony. Yeah, it'll be irony. So, it's saying how it's the opposite of its literal meaning, which is in this description. When they're saying who will be undistracted enough to help cure your distractions. So for question 7, yeah, that will be B. So question 8. Question 8. Based on the author's observations and reflections throughout the passage, what can be inferred about about her underlying concern regarding the pervasive use of distractions, especially in the context of children's development? A. The author is solely concerned with the immediate impact on attention spans and sees no long-term consequences. B. The author believes that distractions are essential for children's cognitive development and should be promoted. C. The author is focused on legal implications of using technology and wants strict regulations. Or D. The author views the consistent use of distractions as potentially stifling to imaginative thinking and creativity, and she fears this may lead to a broader societal deficit in innovation and originality in future generations. And yeah, 8 is definitely D. The author is saying how distractions reduce our creativity, and then, well, you could even say she's saying, society can't advance from that. But, in this case, societal deficit. She's saying that distractions aren't good, basically. So, question 9. In the sentence, you'll discover the fertile soil where your creativity can bloom. The author is employing which figure of speech? So, you can see, you'll discover the fertile soil where your creativity can bloom. Well, it's not hyperbole because she's not exaggerating. It's not a simile because she's not using like or as. It is a metaphor, and it's not personification because he's not giving an unhuman object or figure some human features, He's not giving it human features. So for question 9, this will be C. Next is 10. According to the passage, what does the author suggest as a result of boredom? A. There's a chance of developing negative feelings. B. There's an opportunity for creativity and innovation. C. It may cause a decline in academic performance. Or D. It can cause unnecessary stress. For 10, this is going to be B. So it's the same thing that she's repeating throughout the passage. Boredom can lead to creativity because essentially you're able to think of more things. So for question 11, the passage, based on the passage, how does the author view the constant engagement with distractions? A. The author sees it as a positive tool for learning. No. B. The author views it as a means to alleviate traffic warden. No. C. The author sees it as an impediment to creativity and introspection. Same thing, it's about creativity. D. The author thinks it is essential for modern day living. No. So 11 is C. And next, so 12. What does the author likely believe about the role of technology in everyday life based on the passage? A. Technology is beneficial for all aspects of life. No. B. Technology should only be used for educational purposes. Maybe, but so C. Technology, when used constantly, can stifle creative thought and introspection. Or D. Technology has no significant impact on on creativity. So 12 is C, and then 13. So in the passage, what does the author imply about the future generations if the current youth continue to indulge in constant distractions? The future generations will be more technologically advanced, or B, lack creative distractions, C, lack originality and innovation, same thing again, and then D, not face any issues. So yeah, this is just a repetition of her point. She's saying that whether there's going to be a lack of originality and creativity if people are constantly, falling into these distractions and not letting themselves be bored and think about things. So next is proofreading. Okay, proofreading. So we'll begin with this spelling. Okay. Question number 1. The local county's Superior players dominated the tennis tournament. So this one, it's going to be tournament. So tournament should be spelled Tournament. Tournament. So Tournament. Tournament. Good. Next is question 2, and I already see it. So this one, I received an elaborate invitation to an exclusive party next week. So this is a very common spelling error, and received should be spelled as Received. Received. And then 3. The telephone company pursued the customer that did not pay. So pursued should be spelt as Pursued. So instead of the E after the P, you put a U. So pursued the customers that did not pay. 4. Ollie asked his mum for permission to attend the charity concert. This one is permission. So permission should be spelled Permission. So Permission. And then 5. Yulia regretted postponing her annual expedition to Norway. This is no mistakes for this one. So question 5 has no mistakes, none, so no mistakes. For 6, attendance at the secret meeting was compulsory and critical. So compulsory should be spelled compulsory. So you should replace the E with an O. So Compulsory. And then 7. Ezra's adorable new puppy was obedient and also enthusiastic and playful. So this one is playful. So playful should be spelled Playful. So instead of a double L, you just have one L. For 8, Sam enjoyed climbing mountains and spending time in the countryside. This one is quite simply climbing. So question 8 should be spelled, climbing should be spelled Climbing. Next is question 9. Consistent hard work has contributed to significant improvements. So question 9 is consistent. So it should be spelled Consistent. So Consistent, consistent. And next we're going to identify spelling mistakes. So this one's a passage. So for question 10, following a friend's recommendation, Mika's family visited the zoo one weekend. So recommendation should be spelled with one C, double M. So RECOMMENDATION. Very long word. So RECOMMENDATION. So recommendation. 11. The experience was thoroughly enjoyable, and Mika was particularly delighted. So for question 11, thoroughly should be spelled THOROUGHLY. So THOROU, so thoroughly. THOROUGHLY. And I'll just clear this out for the next question. For 12, to see leopards demonstrate their climbing ability in the jungle enclosure. Leopards. So LEOPARDS, so leopards. Leopards. And then 13. Mika's brother, Joe, was alarmed when a young chimpanzee ran off with his, handkerchief. So for 13, this is none. And then 14, handkerchief, but a trip to see the elegant giraffes with their elongated necks soon calmed him down. So for question 14, this one is handkerchief, but a trip to see the elegant giraffes with their elongated necks soon. This one is handkerchief. Let's check. Okay. Handkerchief. So HANDKERCHIEF. And then 15. I'll clear out this space again. And we have calmed him down. The siblings couldn't agree about which animal was the most impressive. So this is agree, AGREE. 15 or 16, impressive, and they eventually began arguing. However, both of them, so this one, eventually began arguing. This one had no mistakes with this one. None. For 17, forgot all about the animals that when they visited the zoo's sweet shop. So temporarily should be spelled with one L, so TEMPORARILY. So TEMPORARILY. And next, best word. Okay. So question number 1. At something opportunity, Lewis disappears to play football in the park. So at every, or at this opportunity, at many opportunity, at free, at all, and so this will be at every opportunity Lewis disappears to play football in the park. 2. Alicia poured the melted chocolate into, out of, towards, into, under the cake mix. So this will be 2. So Alicia poured the melted chocolate into the cake mix. And it's not going to be into where they're separate. It's going to be into as one word. I-N-T-O. For 3. My package arrived more quickly, more fast, fastest, more quicker than I had expected. So for question 3, this is going to be my package arrived more quickly than I had expected. Next, so 4. Everyone has different strengths, strongly, strengthen, and weaknesses. So everyone has different strengths and weaknesses. Everyone has different strengths and weaknesses. Okay. 5. My brother wasn't well enough for school today, so nor, yet, or, and was my sister. So nor was my sister. 6. We were due to leave, but until, whether, or once we had finished eating. So we were due to leave once we had finished eating. 7. The old cat, that, which, whose, what, whom, had a slight limp, slept in the sunshine. 7 is which. So because it's not a person, you don't say whom, whose. You say the old cat, which had a slight limp, slept in the sunshine. 8. Maria seized her once in a lifetime with some dashes. So this is looking at dashes, once in a lifetime, chance for fame. So in once in a lifetime, it has a dash in between each of the words. So once in a lifetime. Once in a lifetime. Okay, so once in a lifetime. 9. Jackson knew he could have, would have, would have, shall have, would of, run faster in the race. So for question 9, this is Jackson knew he could have run faster in the race. And then it's choose the best word and it's a passage. So Bartok, sit, sitted, sits, sat, sitting on the edge of the pitch, watched the game. 10. Bartok sat, SAT, on the edge of the pitch and watched the game. 11. One day, something, I work hard, he said, I'll be able to play for the team. So 11 is one day, if I work hard, he said, I'll be able to play for the team. He thought about posters of players on, to, through, in, at his bedroom wall. This will be, he thought of the posters of players on. So toys on his bedroom wall and wondered, wonders, wonderment, wondering who they admired. So for question 13, this is wondered. So he wondered who they admired. 14, he smiled, So he smiles, smiling, smiled, smile, smiley as he imagined joining the team on the pitch to help. So this one is going to be he smiled as he imagined joining the team to help on the pitch to help him, them, me, us, her score the winning goal. Well, this will be them because it's plural, more than one player on a team. So on the pitch to help them score the winning goal. Next, we will be adding punctuation. So, never before had the quaint village of Bootles been the subject of such intense harvest. No, implored the hapless salesman. I will starve if you cut my... Okay, so question one. Never before had the quaint village of Bootles, this one, punctuation or capital letters. Well, this one is going to be Bootles. So Bootles is the name of this village, and because it's the name of a village or it's a name, it needs to have a capital B. 2. No, implored the hapless salesman. I will starve if you cut my commission. So this one is going to be implored. It should be a lowercase I. No, implored the hapless salesman. I will starve if you cut my commission. 3. Please arrive at Boston Station, bracket, platform 1, 10 minutes before departure. This one has no mistakes. No mistakes in this one. And then 4. You still need to travel north. North should be a lowercase n because it's a direction, it's not a name, thing, or a place. For many miles to reach that town, responded Ian. 5. Berlin is a vibrant and creative city that is full of artists, musicians, writers, and designers. This one is so after between writers and, you shouldn't have a comma there because although it's a list, remember a comma doesn't go before an and. So Berlin is a vibrant and creative city that is full of artists, musicians, writers, and designers. 6. Do you enjoy working with your hands and building things? If so, please get in touch. So for question 6, this is going to be if so, comma, please get in touch, because you're separating the clauses. For 7, the doctor peered over the rim of his glasses and bellowed, please enter quickly. Well, for question 7, this is going to be quickly, because there must be a speech mark after it to end the dialogue. For 8, because remember this is in a passage as well, 8, Wayne supported his team through the highs and lows. Lows should not have an apostrophe, it should just be L-O-W-S, because it's the plural of low. He knew no other way. And next we're doing the same thing. We're finding any punctuation and capital letter errors in the short passage below. So question 9. Could you go and see if we've had any post? Question mark. Asked Sophia's mum one morning. 10. Sophia dashed into the hall and collected a pile of letters. Semicolon. 2 bills, a catalogue, a... Okay, so this one for question 10 is letters. So after letters is going to have a colon, because you're then writing a list of 2 bills, a catalogue, a leaflet, and a mysterious handwritten envelope. Sophia couldn't hide her curiosity. 11 is couldn't, because it should have an apostrophe. And then 12. Right, so couldn't is C-O-U-L-D-N apostrophe T. 12 is I have no idea what this is, mused her mum, examining the envelope's address. So for question 12, this is going to be after is. There should be a speech mark after the comma. 13, it'll either be a card from a distant relative who we haven't heard from in years, or, so for 13, this is no mistakes in this one. 14, a letter telling us we've won a prize, squealed Sophia as her mum began to read. No mistakes in this one too. 15, oh lovely, it's an invitation to a wedding in December. December should have a capital D because it's the name of a month, announced her mum. 16, well that's not nearly as exciting, Sophia complained, rolling her eyes. After exciting, the comma should be before the speech mark. And that is proofreading. So next is VR revision questions. Okay, first is insert a letter. So we are inserting one letter to make 4 new words. This is again the same thing, so you're just going through each of the words, and it is fairly repetitive. You're generally just going through the alphabet and thinking of words that could end the first letters, the first three letters. So, for example, with MIS, we could try mist, but then tlum wouldn't be a word. We can try mist, slum, pass. So, okay. So, question 1 is S. So we have miss, slum, pass, and so. For 2, we have rack, ager, hat, and atch. So this one is, E. So race, RAC is quite fairly obvious. It'll end with knee. And then we have eager, hate, and each. So next is find odd 2 out. So circle the odd 2 out in each line. For example, there's eagle, mouse, sparrow, raven, and rat. Then mouse and rat are both the odd 2 out because of their meaning. And this is where meaning is, or your knowledge of vocabulary is very important in VR. Mice and rat aren't birds, whereas all the rest are. So for question 3, we have disagreeable, sweet, miserable, irritate, delighted, incoherent. So for question 3, we're going to be picking. Yes, we're picking. Ooh. There's 2 brackets, although typically we don't have 2 brackets in these questions. Disagreeable, sweet, miserable, irritate, delighted, and incoherent. Okay, so okay. Well, incoherent means that's when something's quite unclear. And then you have irritate, delighted. Okay. So yeah, typically these questions won't give us 2 brackets. It'll just give us like five words, like in the example. But in this case, okay, disagreeable, sweet. Well, okay. Okay, so we have disagreeable, miserable, irritating, incoherent, which are all negative words, and then delighted and sweet are positive. So that'll be our answer for question 3. And then 4, we have superfluous, hollow, wealthy, gloomy, optimistic, and impoverished. So with so superfluous basically means when you have a surplus of things. So it has a similar meaning to wealthy, meaning that it could be hollow. And then for the second bracket, we have gloomy, optimistic, and impoverished. Impoverished basically means, it is a synonym of poverty. So this is generally fairly negative, and this is positive. Although the question doesn't specify whether it's asking for the odd one out in each bracket or odd one out of all 6 words? Obviously, gloomy means like very dark or miserable. So, for question 4, hold on. Well, we know that hollow is certainly the odd one out in the first ones, and then optimistic is the odd one out in the second, and that's how I'll answer this. The question has been written in a pretty abnormal format. Yes, and then also for question 4, because out of the 6 words, you have 3 which have a more negative meaning, hollow, impoverished, and gloomy, and 3 which are more positive. So that's what's led to this answer. And then we have question 5. So if the code for patient is TNEITAP, what is the word created by the code GNIWARD? So P to T is plus 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to do G minus 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, which is C. A to N is plus... A to N is plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we're going to do N minus 13, which is, well, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. A. And then, just checking this. Okay, next is T to E. Okay, T to E is plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we're going to subtract. Yeah, okay, we'll subtract 11. I'm slightly suspicious of this, but let's keep going. So with I, we subtract 11, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, okay. Yes. Okay. I'll do one more letter. So with I to I, okay. Start again. So we have PATIENT. I do fear this could be a question error. So we know that P to T is plus 4. A to N was plus 11, wasn't it? Okay. Okay, and then we have GNIWARD. Okay. I'll write this down as well. Okay, A to N was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. I to E was 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, T to E. It was T to E. Okay. 1, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11. Plus 11. I to I was plus 0. E to T was, well, oh, okay. Hmm. One, two, three, four. What you can see, it is the reverse of the word. It is patient reversed. And that would mean that, it is just the reverse of the word. Is that a coincidence? I haven't seen this before, but that would then mean that the answer was drawing, which would make more sense. With maths of it would be, well, E to T would then be a minus 11, then you're doing the opposite again. But yeah, that would make the most sense, because because it's not following any pattern with the CAX, and yeah, so another pretty different question, but yeah, the only answer that would make sense for this would be drawing. Okay, so next is clear. So clear, and then you have EPXRM. This seems a little more normal. And then you have VVNJO. So VVNJO. So for C to E, you have +2. So we're going to do -2. So V minus 2 is T. And then L to P is 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 4. So we're going to -4, which gives us 1, 2, 3, R. E to X is -1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. -7, so we're going to add 7, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. U, and then A to R is -1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're going to add 9. So J plus 9 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. S, and then O, so R to M is -1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So O plus 5 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. T. So the answer will be trust. This is a bit more normal for one of these coding questions. For question 7, so find the 4-letter hidden word in the sentence. We will now order dessert, please. So as always, the technique with this is pretty repetitive, and you're just going through all of the 4-letter combinations in the word. So for question 7, it's going to be here. So word, W-O-R-D. For question 8, my friend wants to skim mast. This is a fairly common one to see in these questions. You see mast, M-A-S-T. Question 9, is a large ape a kind of monkey? Is a so question 9, this one is peak. So P-E-A-K. Next, we're inserting the 3-letter missing word to make the sentence make sense. So for example, with the example, at ended the morning assembly. So for question 10, the ghostly, this one will be apparition. So Yeah, it'll be apparition. So it'll be par, and it'll go here. Apparition. 11. The boy, he had won the prize, so was astonished. So often it is about thinking of words that would make sense in this position. So this will be astonished. So ton, astonished would go there. For 12, the earthquake caused astrophic. So this one will be catastrophic. So here it's slightly more difficult when you're putting the three-letter word at the start of the letters you have. He waited for the letter to commence. Yeah, so this will be men, and commence will go here. So for substitution, so here we're taking our letters, then we're also going to use our knowledge of BODMAS to answer the questions. So BODMAS is BODMAS. You do the division first and the subtraction last. So B times E plus A. So B is 63 times by E is 4, and then plus 98. So, okay, 60. So here first you're going to do your multiplication, and then you're going to add. So 63 times by 4. 3 times 4 is 12. 6 times 4 is 24. Plus 1 is 25. So that's 252. Then you're doing 252 plus 98. So that's 0 here, 1 here, 15, and then 3. So the answer is 350, which is D. So the answer to question 14 is D. 15, C divided by D plus A is going to be, C, which is 0.8, divided by D, which is 350, and then you're adding A, which is 0.9. So first you're going to divide, so you're going to do 0.8 divided by 350, which is the same as doing, 80 divided by 3,500. It's quite rare to see such large numbers in these questions, I must say. But that is the question. So for this, it's going to be 0 point something. So, and then we're going to be adding A, which is 0.9. So what we can do is, okay. So how many 3,500 is going to 80? 0. So then we add our decimal place and add 0 here. And it's the same thing, 0 again. And we added 0 here. 2 3,500 is going to 8,000 with a remainder of 1,000. Okay. And then you add a 0. And then how many 3,500s go into 10,000? That is going to be about, it's still going to be 2. Very interesting question. It does seem like there's a question mark. C divided by... Oh my, I've only just noticed what I've done. Very sorry about that. Okay, C divided by D is 0.8 divided by 4. 15, yes, plus 0.9. I was rather confused about that. So, yeah, first we divide, which is 80 divided by 40, so that's going to be 2. Then 2 plus 0.9. Okay, I see. It's 0.8 divided by 4 plus 0.9. Okay, we'll take our time. It's 8 divided by 14 which is the same as doing, well, how many 14s go into 8? 0, without decimals. Then we add a 0, and 2 is 0.2. 0.2 plus 0.9 is 1.1. And then that's our answer. So for 15, the answer is 1.1, which is B. 16, so we have C plus A minus B. So first you add, then you subtract. So your C is 67. You add 123, and then you subtract 75. So first you do 123 plus 67, which is, well, 3 plus 7 is 10. And then you have 8, 9, then once 190, then 190, subtracting 75. Your 9 becomes an 8, and you carry 1. Then you subtract to get 5, 1, 1. So it's 115, which is D. So the answer to question 16 is D. And then it's 17. So we're dividing and then multiplying. So dividing first and then multiplying. So it's 81 divided by 9, which equals 9. Then you do your 9 and multiply by 17. So we can use our column multiplication for this. So 7 times 9 is equal to 63. 1 times 9 is 9. And then you add 8 and it's 15. So the answer to question 17 is A, 153. So it was A, D, B, and D. So D, B, D, A. And next is letter relationship. So SD to HW as GY is to something else. So S to H is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it's minus 11. So G minus 11 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh. Here, V. So the first letter of 18. Oh, wait, this. S to H is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, minus 7. Then G minus 11 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it will be, yeah, V. Okay, just checking. D to W is minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So then you do Y minus 7, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which is R. Just reading through that. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. D to W. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Yep. No, I'm just checking because there were some differences in the answers, but it's definitely VR. Unless it's a mirror. I think, yeah, this is a mirror. Okay. Yeah, so this one's a mirror. So remember, the middle of the alphabet is in between M and N. Yes, it is a mirror. So you got to look out for things like this. So from, so S and H are equal distance from the middle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So then the opposite of G from the center of the alphabet, or G, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is T. And then The opposite of y is b. The answer to question 18 is TB. Next, we have MO is to ER as UF is to something else. So we have M to E is, so this one's not a mirror. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So minus 8. U minus 8 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is M. So the first letter of question 19. Yep, and then O to R is plus 3, and F plus 3 is I, which gives us MI. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Okay. And then what we're doing after that is rearranged words. So we're going to be moving one letter to move to the other word to make a new word. And then we're just picking the letter. So for question 20, we have munch, pat, and we're going to be moving the letter N to get much and pant. For 21, it's boast and pest. So for this one, we're going to be moving the letter S to have boat and pests. For 22, this one is T, so we're going to have air and stand. For 23, it's going to be R for cease and string. And then we're creating a new word. So we're just following how the letters were taken. So the O was either taken from point 2 or 3 in the first word. So it's going to start with either I or L. The N was taken from the first word of the second, or first letter of the second word. So there'll be an I. The C was taken from the first letter of the first word, which will be M. And the E was taken from either the second or third letter of the second word. So it's either an I or S here, or B or an I there. And then it's either an I or an L here. And this one looks like it's going to be limb. Yeah, it will be L-I-M-B. So L-I-M-B. And then for 25, well, the T is going to be a P. The A is going to be either an I or an E. The S is going to be either an E or an N. And then the K is going to be an E. So you can see it's going to be pine. So it will be P-I-N-E. Okay. And then we're doing speed, distance, time. So a car drives 120 miles in 3 hours to calculate the average speed in miles per hour of the car. So miles per hour, so you have 120 miles in 3 hours, so you're doing 120 and divided by 3. So how many 3 is going to 12, 4, and then 0. So that means that the answer to question 1 for distance, speed and time is going to be 40 miles per hour. And then question 2, a pigeon flies for 7 hours at a speed of 70 kilometers per hour to calculate how far the pigeon flies. So remember that speed is equal to distance over time. So that means that distance is going to be speed times time. So a speed of 70 multiplied by time of 7 hours means it's going to be 490. So he's travelled 490 and the unit's going to be kilometres because it's in kilometres per hour. 3. Matthew jogs 300 metres at 4 metres per second. So calculate how long it takes Matthew. So then time is equal to distance over speed, which means that the distance of 300 and the speed of 4 metres every second is going to be 300 over 4. 4 times 7 is 28, remainder 2, and then 4 times 5 is 20. So the answer to question 3 is 75, and the unit will be seconds. Or you can write S, 75S. For question 4, a helicopter flies 240 miles in 2 hours and 30 minutes. Let's calculate the average speed in miles per hour of the helicopter. So we know that there's 2.5 hours there. So you're doing miles, average speed. So speed is distance over time. So it's a distance of 240. And it's a time of 2.5 because it wants miles per hour. So then you can do 2,400 over 25 by increasing the scale of it. So the number of 25s in 240 essentially is going to be 9. So then 25 times 9 is 225, which leaves us a remainder of 15. So then it's how many 25s in 150? So 150 over 25 is 6. So the answer is 96. So the answer for question 4 is 96 miles per hour. For question 5, Harry cycles 8 kilometres in 30 minutes. To calculate his average speed in miles in kilometres per hour. So you know that 30 minutes is half of an hour. So he's basically done 8 kilometres in half an hour, which means 8 kilometres over 0.5, which if you multiply both by 2, you get 16 kilometres per hour. So question 5 is 16 kilometres per hour. You're basically doing 8 divided by 0.5, which could also be like doing 40 over 5, or 80 over 5, which is, okay. Yeah, 80 over 5 will then give you 16. So for question 6, Edith leaves her home at 11:50, and then she travels 75 miles at an average speed of 30 miles per hour. What time will she come to her work? So she leaves her home at 11:50 and travels 75 miles at an average speed of 30 miles an hour. So what we're going to find is the time. So speed is distance over time, so time is distance over speed. It's a distance of 75 at a speed of 30. So you're doing 75 divided by 30 gives you 2, remainder 15, and then your 30 multiplies by 5 to get 150. So the answer is 25. So that means it's going to take her 25. Ooh. So that was 30 miles every hour. No, decimal place. 2.5 hours. So you add 2 hours, it's going to be 150, and then you add half an hour, it will bring you to 2:20. So it will be 2:20 p.m. because it's then the afternoon. Or that could also be 14:20, but 2:20 p.m. because here they also use the 12-hour clock. So for question 7, Fiona drives for 4 hours and her average speed is 25.5 miles an hour. So how far does Fiona drive? So speed is distance over time. So distance is speed times time, which means that your speed of 25.5 multiplies by 4 to give you your answer of multiplied by 4, 0, 2, 22, 2, 8, 10. So then you add here, and that means that she drives for 102 miles. So 102 miles. And then question 8. A plane travels at an average speed of 550 kilometers per hour, and then the plane travels for 3,300 kilometers. Calculate how long the plane journey took. So, what we're going, so it's the time. Once again, speed is distance over time, so time is distance over speed. It's a distance of 3,300 kilometers, so you're dividing that by the speed of 550. You can remove 2 zeros, and then it's 330 dividing by 55. So 330 divided by 55 is going to be 6, I believe. 6, let's test that. It should be about 6. Yeah, so 6. That means that for question 8, it's going to be 6 hours, because that's the time unit. Okay, next is coordinates and transformations. So write down the coordinates of the points A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H. So, okay. I'm just quickly checking some things. Okay. Yeah. So, coordinates of the point A is going to be, well, remember to write x-axis coordinate first, and then your y, so there's 1, 3. B is 5, 1. C is 3, 5. D is 1, 0. E is 2, 2. F is 5, 6. G is 0, 4. And then H is 4, 3. And then plot the points 1, 4, so that's 1, 4. A for B, it's minus 1, and then 1, so B. For C, it's minus 3, and then minus 4. For D, it's 2, minus 1. For E, it's minus 2, 0. For F, it's minus 1, minus 2. For G, it's 3, minus 2. For H, it's 0, minus 4. I is minus 2, 2. J is minus 4, minus 1. And then, minus 4, minus 1. And then K is 0, 1. Okay. 3 points are shown on the grid, and ABC is a triangle, so plot D. ABCD is and then write down the coordinates of point D. Oh, it's a rectangle. It's a rectangle, so it'll be here. And then write down the coordinates of point D. It's going to be 1, 4. And you remember, you can also write brackets, but you don't have to. 1, 4 would also be okay. 2 points are shown on the grid, and ABC is an isosceles triangle, so plot C, which will be here, because then the 2 lengths here and here, oh, not curved, here and here, oh well, those will be equal length. So C is here, and it will be at point 1, 1. Plot the point A, minus 3, minus 2, it will be here. Plot the point B, 1, minus 2. C is 3, 1. D is minus 1, minus 1, 1. So here, and then what type of quadrilateral is A, B, C, D? So let's join the lines together. Oh, not curved. It's here. Just checking that one. No, it's not that. It's 1 minus 2 for B, which means that for question 5, the answer is going to be a parallelogram. So B is here. Parallelogram. Parallelogram. So P-A-R-A-L-L-E-L-O-gram. So parallelogram. Then we have reflect triangle A in the x-axis. So if we're reflecting it in the x-axis, it will end up looking like, well, here, and then here. Reflect triangle B in the y-axis, so it will be here, and then here. Okay, and then reflect shape C in the x-axis, so it will be here, here. Okay, and then translate the shape on the coordinate grid to the new coordinates. So move point C to 4, 7. So that means C will be 4, 7, which is up here. And then it'll be there, there. And then this point will be there. So you can see the key is to just mark up where all of the points will go. And then you join them together, a little bit like dot to dot. So it's telling you to move 1 point, but then you still have to move the rest of the shape as well. So this will be the new shape. So, of course, you should use a ruler for this kind of question. And then move point D to 6, 6. So then D is going to go to 6, 6, which is here. And then this line is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines down. 3, 4, 5. 4 here. And then you just join these together. Then rotate each of these shapes to a quarter turn clockwise around the black dot. So here we're going to have the shape here, and remember it's a rotation around that black dot, which looks like 0.00 really. The next one is going to be here. Oh, not like that, but that's the line. It'll look like this. And remember, it's a quarter turn clockwise. So then this next one will look like this. Yep, okay. And then down here, we will have this. And then here, we're going to have this. You got to remember that the shape needs to stay in the same relative position to the point in the middle. So, for example, the shape's bottom left corner here has to still be on the black dot. This square here will be fairly simple. It will be just at the bottom, and that is the rotation. So now we are looking at line symmetry. So draw all the lines of symmetry on each of the shapes below. So for this first shape is going to be this one line down the middle. For the rectangle, it's a cross. Looks like an England flag. And then for the diamond, it's going to be the same. For the triangle, it's the same. For the semicircle, it's a horizontal line. For the square, you can also do it diagonally, as well as horizontally and vertically. For the trapezium, it's one line straight down. For the star, it will be down here, and also horizontally. Looks like an England flag. And then for this H, it's going to be one vertical line, and then one horizontal line. And that's it. Here are some road signs. For each road sign, write down the number of lines of symmetry. So for A, it's just one line straight down, so it'll be 1. For B, it will be 2, because it's 1 diagonally, and the second is also diagonally. 2. For 3, 0, because the arrows are pointing in different directions. For D, it's 1 here, and yeah, that's it. For E, it's 1 here, then 1 also diagonally, so they're both diagonal. 2. 3. Here are some flags. For each flag, write down the number of lines of symmetry. So for the Kenyan flag, you have 1 line vertically down, and that's it. For the Brazilian flag, there's 0, because this line is diagonal and it just wouldn't work. For the Jamaican flag, it's 1 line vertically down, and you could also have one here, which means 2. For the Swiss flag, you can have 1, 2, 3, 4. And then question 1. For each shape below, state the order of rotational symmetry. So this is the number of ways you can rotate the shape, and it will still over a line of symmetry, and it will still be symmetrical. So for a rectangle, it's 2. For a square, it would be 4. Also, there. For the diamond, it's 2. For the star, it's, well, you could say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For the semicircle, it's 1. For the parallelogram, it's, you could do one like that. 1. For the trapezium, it's 1. For the recycling sign, well, you could, for the recycling sign, this require a bit of thought. So for this one, zero. Just thinking about this. Yeah, and then the H, there'll be 2. And because the answers for the recycling side say there are 3. Well, I personally do not see this. No, the answers are wrong for that. For 2, here are some road signs. Write down the order of rotational symmetry. So for this snowflake, we are going to have 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, so 3. For this one, for the stop sign, there'll be 2. For the roundabout, there is... This one also says there's 3. No, it's definitely not. No, definitely not. 0, arrow, there's 1, 2. Then for this 3, for the 3 lines, for the... this one... Yeah, this one's 0. Yeah, the answer is definitely wrong for this one. Okay, and then we move on to spatial reasoning. So this is nets and cubes. Just checking how... Okay, cool. So here we're looking for... we're always remembering what is above what or what's below what. And you can see that in A, this will be our answer, because there's the circle on top and then the dots on the left side. In question 2, this one is going to be B, because you have the pentagon with the circle on top and then the grey on the left side. For 3, you have the square, the dots, the black, the line, the grey, and the heart, which means that for question 3, it's going to have the square on the top and the dots on the side, which means it's C. That's A, B, C. For question 4, this one has the downward arrow, 3 white boxes, 1 grey, 1 black, which means that for 4, this one is... Oh, it's D. A, B, C, D. Yeah, A, B, C, D. Which means that, yeah, because you have the white with the arrow on the left and the black at the top. And then for question 5 is going to be B, with your stripes going from the bottom left to the top right, then your circle on the top, and then grey on the side. So 5 is B. 6 is A, with the dots on the top, white, and then the black rectangle. For question 7, it's a downward arrow, upward arrow, and an oval, which means that for question 7, it's going to be C. 8 has the dots, it's got the black, the white. This one, we're finding the net for the cube, is going to be C. So C and C. And then the last page for question 9. Question 9 has stripes, and once again we're finding cubes, and we're finding the net that goes with the cube. So for question 9, this one will be... This one will be... Oh. Okay, well, it can't be A because there's no vertical stripes. Neither can it be C. And then the white has to be touching the vertical stripes. And the vertical stripes has to meet with the white. So that means it can't be E. And then it can't be D or B as well, because that means that it will be the horizontal side of the stripes that meets the white side. So this one has a question error. Yeah, there's no answer. Yeah, I think the cube in the question has just been drawn incorrectly. There shouldn't be vertical stripes, there should be horizontal stripes for the question to make sense. But even with that, you would have 2 answers, B and D as well. So let's go on to question 10. That one's certainly a question error with that one, because Yeah, it'll be the horizontal lines that meet it, not the vertical lines. So, question 10. This one is going to be... This one will be A, because you'll have the grey on the left and the oval or the circle at the top. For 11, the answer is going to be D, because you have the oval at the top and the vertical line on the left. For 12, your answer is going to be B, because you have grey on the top and the rectangle on the side. 13 is, well, this one. We're looking for the downwards arrow next to the triangle, which should be in the same orientation as the rainbow. So for 13, this one's E. For 14, it's going to be C. 15 is D. 16 is... 16 will be C, because you have the grey on the left side of the downward arrow and the rectangle on top. So thank you very much for watching. This has been Summer School 12. I'm Ethan, and I hope this has been helpful. Good luck with your 11+, and I'll see you next time.